Good evening and welcome back to Foundry, where I have upgraded the iron. We now have 2 sets of xenoferrite going. This is good, this is beautiful, this is working, this is wonderful. We have finished the upgrade for the station, and I'm working on science, but I thought I'd come back and bring you along for the end of the science because it's this is a new thing. This is a new thing that we're going to be doing. So we've got the texture light, or Tuluxite, and we can do that there. We'll get later. So there is one other thing as well which I'd completely forgotten about. Wisemac, thank you very much for pointing out about this thing that they call debt, which I had taken down from 5 million to 4 million. It was exactly 4 million, and then I hadn't paid another penny of it. And I've been spending all my money on upgrading all the station upgrade stuff and other bits and pieces. So it's like, oops. So, yeah. I still want to do these, so I'm going to do them anyway, right now. But then we're going to do the hull upgrade, because we need to do this. So that would have upgraded, so we would have got everything, then we get the hull upgrade, everything would be beautiful and fantastic. I should probably pay off some more of this debt as well, but if I do that, we're just doing the upgrade now, that's going to be a problem. I'm going to pay off 72867. We're at 1,500 debt. Awesome. Okay, cool. So that's there. So we still need to pay that off. I'd forgotten about that. I could have paid it off ages ago, like literally ages ago. I've upgraded the R&D lab as far as you can go. I've probably invested 10-15 million into the station and completely forgot we still had the debt. So, oops. But anyway, I wanted to bring you along for the science because the Tuluxite is different. So what do we have here? We have a system right now that is taking bits and pieces, the xenoferrite blend, doing the machine parts, advanced machine parts. The steel is coming along here to this. This is making hydraulic pistons from the liquid. What is this? What is this in here? This is low density olimite, and then the polymer is coming there, making the polymer. The polymer goes into this one, which makes the robot parts. So we have robot parts and that there. So we need to put in some new fangled machines to do stuff. We need to put in a crusher, an advanced smelter, an electric arc furnace, a casting machine, and a chemical processor. These are all required for the next step, and they've all got to fit in on top of here, which is not going to happen, so we might extend this out. So let's start with the crusher, because that's the easy one. So we will grab the crusher, and we can put the crusher, I might put the crusher here, like that. And have you come in like that, and then you will input like so, and then you are going to crush this, because Tuluxite is different. It goes through a weird process. It's odd. You crush 160 ore down to 40, so you lose stuff crushing it, rather than the other ones where you seem to gain things. I think the crushing's even, but you lose stuff crushing it. Then you have to take it and smelt it, which is like you do with any other normal thing, but it requires the advanced smelter. You have to smelt it in the advanced smelter. So I'm going to put this here, and then we are going to do that, and we're going to have you output to there and input there, and that will smelt it into ingots. Great, and then we can use the ingots elsewhere else, right? Like we do the plates and stuff. No. You then have to melt the ingots, which is weird. That is what the arc furnace is for. I kind of feel like this is the wrong way around. I feel like the arc furnace should melt the rubble down to a liquid, and then you cast the liquid, but that's the way it does things. So, and the arc furnace is huge-mongous. Look at the size of this thing. So we're definitely not fitting this all inside our science lab here. We're going to have to increase the science lab size. It actually won't even fit on there. So yeah, we're definitely going to have to increase the science lab size. I might just send it out that way. That might be a good idea. Let's try that. Let's get rid of this tree here, and let's see, can we extend this out this way? No, we don't have any building frames. Let's get some building frames. Yeah, the arc furnace is massive. Absolutely ginormous. It really is a massive. I think it's it's the single largest building you place You've obviously got the modular buildings you can put, but they're not single buildings. Oh, we can't put it on top of them. Oh, that's a shame. Oh well, those trees are going to have to go. That would be... let's try to get the right tree. We might have to put some trees in, like stumpy ones underneath these. That one there, this one here. But what we might be able to do, if I have any I do have some seeds, is there is a stumpy version of the trees. So let's put that one in there, and that one in there, to make the forest a bit more dump, and they'll grow underneath, which should be fine. There are many... oh, there's another tree there we have to cut down. Okay. And same again, let's get the stumpy leaves and replace the tree, because we want to be one with nature, or best we can. Ba-doop, ba-doop. There's another one there. Get rid of you as well. Ba-doop. And again, we'll put a stumpy tree in there. There we go. Okay. We've just got some leaves hanging over. That's fine. So we put the arc furnace in. Massive machine. The arc furnace is 18 by 12 by 9. Said I think it's the biggest single building you put in. All other buildings bigger than that are modular buildings, which require additional stuff to do them. So, and it's got a pipe output. So we're going to do this here, and what we'll do is we'll put it. Well, let's do this. Let's go. You're going to be output. Then we're going to have like an input here. Okay, which means the arc furnace will go here. It's got outputs on both ends. I don't know which end. Let's check this out. Hold on. So this one here, it outputs this end. Does it output this end as well? It does not. Okay, so this is facing the right way. Cool. Kind of awkward. You can't tell which way the thing's going to output until you build it. So I want to go here like this. Boop. Look at the size of this thing. Look, massive. Well, there you go. So you smelt them into ingots, and then you arc furnace them into liquid. You melt the... it's very strange. If you're ever doing this out in the world, if you're mining out in the world and getting the tellexite in the world, I would recommend you get the tellexite, the ore, you crush it and you smelt it where in situ, wherever you're mining, the vein miners you're doing, whatever that, you do it there. And then if you're shipping the goods out, ship the ingots out, because it goes 160 down to 40 and then 60 down to 15. So it shrinks over and over and over down. So instead of shipping the ore, which you'd only be able to like, I don't know what the exact ratio is, but it's well over twice 3, maybe even 4 times to 1. You can ship 4 times the amount of ingots as you can with that. You could also do it in situ and just pipe the stuff around. I suppose that's an option, but yeah. But okay, so the liquid comes out of here, and then the liquid goes into a casting machine. Fortunately, the casting machine and the one, they have their things at the same height, which is so nice. That's not leveled, but that's okay because I need to check the lineup. So we want to be making tellexite wafers. Boom, there you go. Where's the input? Not this side, so it's the other side. Okay, so we have to turn this around. Flip, flip. Boom. You can put the machines directly together, and I think that works. I'm going to leave a space and put a pipe, mainly so I can walk in between them. Just so I can walk in between them. So we'll do that. Boom, and then we'll put a pipe in there like this. Boop. Boop. Pipe will go into here. You will get the liquid. You will make the wafers. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. None of this is running at full speed. It doesn't have to. It literally doesn't have to. Look at this. Look. We can make 4. We need 1 CPU. The science platform needs 1. I set 4 so we get 1 chemical processor. So look at this. Look, 0.2, 0.1, 0.4. None of this has to run at speed. It's fine. But then we need to do a chemical processor here. The chemical processor, as you can see, has 3 inputs. So I'm going to turn it this way even. Boom, boom. And I'm going to put it kind of here, I think. Yep, like that. And you are going to do CPUs. And you want the wafer, you want the polymer, you want the acid. Okay. Now you only need the acid in that port there. I might actually flip this round because I realise I don't actually need the liquid coming out that one. So if we flip this round and move out by 2 or 1 like that, boom, 2 CPUs. So the alumic acid can come in there, which is, if I remember correctly, this green stuff here. Yes, it is. Beautiful, beautiful. So that will come in there. You want polymer and you want wafers. Wafers are here. So we can just output the wafers on the end and input into here. I might look at moving this back some more. So what if we cut these out? Oh. We ran this along down here like this to somewhere. We ran this one along down here. And this one came along and ran down here as well, like this. Can we remove that and move it over by 2? Yes, we can. Boop, boop, like that. So this will have an input there. You will do CPU. You will have an input there, and an output here. Whoa. Mistakes were made. Oop, there you go. There's your wafers. And then you want acid. Let's run that out straight into that tree. Dagnammit. Where is the edge of that tree? There. We're going to go around the tree. We're going to go around the tree. We're going to be friendly and go around the tree. Oop. 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 There we go. And then you should start. Right, that hasn't gone red. Cool. You should start bubbling away. Get the liquid. I'm very glad liquid doesn't use gravity in this game, so you can pump it up, round, down, backwards, forwards. It's fine. It's great. And then you will output here onto this belt. Okay. And they will go up there. Now we could just come out further this way, but there are trees here, so I don't really want to do that. This is where the things are, so we need to bring it down to here. It can come down this way and go that way, so that's not too bad. Or what I think I might do actually, do this. So let's bring this one up, this one up, and this one up. And then we want to do the science, get rid of that, add a science pack 5, and we want to be making 4, oops, science pack 5, and we want to be making 4 a minute. It is 2 Mark III assemblers. So if I come here and I go and do this, we put the Mark III assemblers in the bush. Oh, that's going to be no, let's just run them straight. Put the Mark III assemblers in the bush. I'll turn them around here and here. You're going to do a science pack 5. You are going to do science pack 5. You will grab from here, so we're going to go ooh, input 1 1, input bomb bomb, and then input bomb and bomb, and then we can get rid of these end ones here like so. And then you will output here and here. This can't remove that because you need a floor there, don't you? Oh. Either. What if we went down there? Down there. Oh, it doesn't make it. No. It doesn't make it. We're not. Oh, oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Right, it's gonna have to do a loop-de-loop. Everyone loves a good loop-de-loop. Put that in there. Build those two. So you want to come down here, turn that way, come down here, loop, do that, remove that, and then come up here, loop, and then come back again, loop, like that. Okay, and then we want to have the double ones be input, input, and then input, input. Remove the last two there. Boom, boom, and there you go. Okie dokie. Cool, cool, cool. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So you are running. You make 4 a minute, and it is. I think it does take a minute and then produces 4. So that's fine because these are already running, as you see. So something's been running once already. Want 0.5 a minute. So we're making twice as many that we need to do that. I did that on purpose so it will back up so that we can come out here and grab CPUs if we ever need them. I don't think we ever do. We might need these things, but I don't think we ever need CPU. But yeah. So it was kind of built to make this machine run 100% of the time, knowing full well that the research wouldn't work that fast. We could upgrade our research later as well. So yeah. But there we go. There we go. There's the research. Down it goes, round it goes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then you can get into here once it's done. Pop. There's our first science pack Mark 5s. Woohoo! Unfortunately, they're all going to go into just the first one because it will grab 3 of them, and then yeah. So the first, so there'd be 2 running. There'd be 2 running. Okay, but that does mean that our jetpack speed is going to start working, and we would eventually get more jetpack speed, which would be great. I will probably rebuild this science at some point if we ever get to the end game of doing major things, because we're going to need to pump oil, because oil is a hell to do that. Turn off geothermal there. Oil is absolutely hell to get enough oil coming in to do things. It's a pain. Oil is a real pain. The amount of stuff that needs oil in this game is just, it hurts the amount of stuff that needs oil. So yeah, so we might do that, so that's fine. Okay, and then you will get the science, and then the science will be awesome. We have 1% jetpack speed. Woo! Awesome. Okay, so what is our next thing? We have indeed unlocked assembly lines, so we can make assembly lines. I would like to build a building that houses all the assembly lines. It was suggested in the comments on the previous episodes for things, which I do very much appreciate everyone that's commented on the videos. I look at the numbers of how much Foundry does, and I'm always impressed that it's doing well. And thank you very much for that. I didn't know whether this series would do okay. But it's, the numbers say it is, so I hope you're enjoying. I'm trying to do something different with it because it's I've done this before. Oh, you've all seen it. So now we're going to go and build a separate building, and then we're just going to input the ores and set it off. So what we may do is go to an oil reserve and build the building on top of an oil reserve, and then pump out that oil for that building, because you need a lot of oil. You need a lot of oil for stuff. So yeah, hence why I might want to rebuild the science at some point, because it may need more. We may need more than 4 a minute. We might need 10 a minute or something. So we're going to need many things. Some of the oil things later on require like 1,000 science packs, and they take 45 seconds to go. So you're talking 2 hours of real life time to do one research on the pump jack speed, which is worth doing, because the pump jack speed increases the resource output of 10% per level. Each liquid produced does not deplete the reservoir, so you get free oil, which is beautiful. So okay, however, before we go over there, I want to build a kind of a prototype. I want to get a scale. So let me grab some resources to build some assembly line bits and pieces, so we can get going with this, because we're gonna need some to map things out. Okay, we've got a nice lovely lake over here, so let's have a play with this, shall we? Let's come out here. Right, so we want to build a platform. Let's build a 30 by 30 platform. Ooh, there you go. And let's see if we can put the stuff inside here. So what do we need? It's not going to fit in the 30 by 30. It's going to have to be longer, or it may not be square. It may be a longer building. Might make sense. So every single bot follows the same pattern of building. So if I go to the assembly blocks here, this is for the stream, so we have 64 of each. So we're going to half this to 32. So they run on a the assembly line itself runs 32 bots per minute. So you can obviously double it for 64. If we have any bonus stuff, any backed up stuff, it will just be wasted. It won't be used at all. So we want to build this to 32 a go, and then only upgrade the money on the robots, not the production speed. That'd be the idea for them. So hopefully that'll work. We'll see how this goes. So everyone follows the same principles as here. So obviously remember this is doubled. So for the frame you want 8, which means you're going to need 4. For the arms you want 8. For the legs you want 8, and for the heads you want 4. And every bot follows the same thing. So you see here 8, 16, 16, 8, which means 4, 8, 8, 4. 4, 8, 8, 4. 4, 8, 8, 4, and 4, 8, 8, 4. The exceptions to them, there are two exceptions to them. So they all need special stuff and other bits and pieces coming as well. But the combat robot requires combat weapon components to be added into it. So they all want the same bits and pieces. You kind of change out something, so steel for iron instead, or other bits and pieces. But the combat robot wants combat weapons. That's easy enough done. That's fine. The miner robot, if I can find it down here, needs mining drills, which means the floor that makes arms also needs to make mining drills. You need 128 of them. If I take that off there, that is 8.5 Mark III assemblers. Very annoying. So we're going to have a floor in this building, making it one taller, that produces mining drills and sends it up to the floor above for the arms, or the 2 floors above arms and arms. We do one thing on each floor. So the first floor will be the torso, the second floor will be the head, and then the third floor will be the third or fourth floor will be the legs, and the 5th and 6th floor will be the body, the arms, and then the top floor will be the painting, and then it goes into a factory, into a shipping to be shipped. So yeah, so they're all going to follow that. But this will need an additional floor for doing this, for doing the mining drills, because it requires 9 assemblers to make the mining drills. The farmer bots also require barrels. The barrels, you only need 2 assemblers to make 64 barrels. So fine. There is a weird thing with this this thing here. Yeah, if you take the barrels out of this, it tells you need to mine the ore, even if you tell it you've got these xenoferrite plates, because that's all they need. All barrel needs is xenoferrite plates. It tells you need to mine the ore for it, which is weird. So, but that is 2 assemblers. That can be squeezed in on a floor with the torsos. That's not so bad. So we need 4. Well, for this we only need 32, so we need 5 on the same floor for that. We're going to have to build it to 8 anyway, because that's the size, so that'll be fine. Which means this actually needs half, doesn't it? So instead of 9, it's going to need 4.5, or 8.5. It's going to need 4.25. So it's going to need 5. So 8 and 5. It will need its own floor probably. So the miner bot is the only awkward one. The other one's going to squeeze in. So we're going to want to build this so we put at least 8 of these guys in, and they need access to every side on each floor, because there's always 3, sometimes 4 inputs for them. Mostly 3. If it's got a 4th input, that will be something that's made locally, like nearby. So like this needs barrels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I did that, I'd have to make this one bigger. Let's remove that. So let's do this here. Let's make it 31 by 31 for the moment. That puts them nice and evenly there like that. So we will need other floors making stuff because we need to make all the stuff here. My kind of idea would be that these would be making the torsos. We need 4 of them. So an 8th floor would be, these would be making the arms. And the stuff that's needed to make the arms would be made on the floor below. So when the bots get done, it makes the arms, it attaches them, it welds them on this floor, and then it goes up a floor, round, up another floor. So the floors in between make the components, and then the floor where the actual assembler is makes the thing. So we would then put in so the assembly line starts with this machine here, which is quite nice. It's quite small. It's wonderful. It'll just need to sit here, and then it can output stuff and send it up to wherever floor. You then need to put in a product assembly. Doesn't have to necessarily be. It doesn't actually have to be on Foundation. It can be off Foundation. So, yeah. So I'll put it in there for the moment. And you need 2 of them. Now I've got no power here, so I can't show this. But you need 1 to add the arm or leg or head, and 1 to weld it. So this one adds the component, so it has an input and will input, and this one is the welder. We won't use the input on this one, it welds it. So each floor needs 2 of these, and then they need to go up. I did make 10 of these, and these can go up, or slope down like this. So we could run these up a certain amount, turn them 90 degrees, and then run them up some more to the next floor, and carry on like that. These do require high voltage power, which is a little awkward, but we can figure that out, I'm sure. The building's going to have to be much bigger than this. Much bigger than this. Yeah, it's going to be much longer than this because of how just this works. So, because imagine that this has got to come up from the floor below. I mean, the building could be staggered as well. We could make it like a diagonal building, but I more envision it being kind of a square building and tall. We can do that as well. I think so. This is the height that we're going to be. I wanted to go at least 1 higher than that. Mainly so that we can run power lines and things inside it. So these can daisy chain together, so that's not a problem. So we just need power on the wall and things. But at least leaving the 1 gap there means we can. Well, we can't fly through, but we can actually get through there. So that's okay. Cool. Okay, so that's okay. We can get through there. That's not so bad. So that's the height of the next floor. I did this. Oop, 31 by 31. There you go. Boom. So we need to get this, 2 of these squeezed in here, and then it needs to go up the floor above. Actually skip through a floor because the floor above this will be for the next component. And let's wait with building longer and build all the components on the same floor. Make it long and thin. That could kind of work. The other option that I was thinking of was something like this. So, hang on, so we'd have a conveyor belt on the back of these guys. Like this. That would go wherever it's going to. That'd be the output. So the input's on this side and the output's on that side. And I want to leave at least another gap because some of them require a 4th line. So that gives us the 4th line there. So then we can build here. So what if we grab this? Where is center on here? So center would be... you don't actually have a center technically. Center is between these 2 here, isn't it? Yes, center is between those 2 there. So if I did that and that. Okay. So I then grabbed this and turned it that way. and put it there, and then grab this one and turn it that way, put it there. We could have this turn a corner here, turn a corner there. So this one, it would come out here, it would come along, and it'd plug in the side of this building here. This will attach it, the box will come out, go around this corner, get welded, and then on the end here, it will go up, along, up again, into the back of this guy. So how tall is this? This is 9 blocks, so it's 10 blocks between them. So if I go 9, like that, and then do a 31 by 31. Doesn't have to be 31 by 31. Damn it, I can't do. Let's take out this floor here. Doop. Doop. Oh, no, we did pick up. Good, thank you. Yeah, doesn't have to be 31 by 31. That's just the number I'm currently running with. Oop, like that. So you would from here go. Don't have any more. I can build 61 of them. We're going to need loads of them. Build 61. Go for it. You would go up. Up even. 10. That's on this floor here now, isn't it? I know we can't build this, but yep, that's on this floor here. Then you would turn right. You would go however many this was. How many was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. Go 8. 8. You would then turn right again. No, left that way. And then you would go up again by 10. Oop. To remove that. Well, then that should be directly above this one. So if I was to take this and run it straight up in the sky, that should be lined up directly with that one there. Yes, it is. Beautiful, beautiful. And then this guy can sit there. Boop. And then this one can sit next door to it that way. There we go. How's that? How's that look? So the bots would start on the ground floor, turn around and go up to this side. We could even have this outside the building. We could have this going outside the building, so you just see it sloping up and up and up. But it goes up and up another floor, and then on this floor in between, which has got pretty much all the space, it's missing a little bit on this end here. This floor is responsible for building whatever the next floor above requires, and then on the end it just comes up. We could do it via an elevator. We could bring the goods up via a freight elevator with some logic to make sure the elevator doesn't block. Come to the top, feeds along to that one there, and then on the end of the building we have the resources come in, and they go up to whatever sort of height and thing we want. We can build decorations around the building and do that as well. We can make the building thinner as well. It could literally be this size here with like a wall on the edge of it. So that's kind of the size of the building. It's going to be 24 by 31, and then this there'd be a wall in here, and then it just comes up and plugs in plump there with a hole in the wall, and then the wall carries on. So the building will be like this. You just see this on the outside go up. So yeah, we could do that. So there's that version, or the other version of this, and I'm not going to build it now because the time is getting on, but let's the other version of it would be to actually have these on each and every floor. So this would go up by 5, turn, go along and go up by another 5, which would make the building shorter. They'd come to about here somewhere. And then we'd have that on the other floor here, and then we make the building longer, and we build everything that we need on the floor, and it just feeds into these guys that make the stuff that feeds this. So we make that bigger there, and that becomes everything we need to make the materials, whatever this floor requires. That makes it, that welds it, it goes up a floor, makes it weld it goes up a floor. So that would be third floor. So first there'd be a second floor, then a third floor, which make the building bigger and do that. That would also make it bigger, would help because it would give us a bigger footprint for the landing pads. Because also, we've got to remember, we've got to have a large landing pad, which I don't think I can make any, no. We've got to have a large landing pad, which are 31 by 27. So 31 long by 27 wide. So it would fit in there, but would overhang that one there. So that's going to have to go on the end of there. Fortunately, there are 3 slots in it, so we can kind of centralize it, and this will just plug into one slot. On the roof, I'd probably have a painter, so it would come up, come back, come in. Painter would be here, and then it goes straight into the shipping yard, and that'd be on the roof. Don't know how we're going to power them. Maybe we could do solar. Yeah, but no. So what do you think we should do? Should I do this and go up and make stuff on the individual floors to make it a smaller and much taller building, or should we make it wider, a longer building, like a rectangle building, and go up? I would design the outside of the building and probably have it be the same building for each assembler and color it, because you can paint the bots, you can choose what color you want for them. So we do one green and make the building green, and that could be the farmer bots, for instance, one orange for the miner bots or something, yeah, that sort of thing. So which do you think, individual floors or double floors? This is double floor, the other one will be individual floors. So let me know, and that's what we will go for. That's what we'll go for in the next one. So we have a plan. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I do hope to see you again in the next one. And until then, as always, have fun.